Alright, so here we are back here again. I haven't done a video in a while. Where am I? I haven't really been doing a whole lot. I finally got it going here. So far, the only thing I've done, I've gotten the pulleys off, removed all the accessory belts. That's the AC belt. Don't want to deal with taking that off. And I found out that my timing marks on the cams are way off. This one is supposed to be right here, but this is the really bad one. This is the timing mark, and this is where it is. So this could never start because the valves were way off. So hopefully, maybe that's the problem. It hasn't started after everything else I've done. And you can see the timing belt, which is at least, I don't know, 30 years old, is really, really loose here. So hopefully there's nothing broken underneath there. But we'll figure that out. And that's where I'm at right now. I'm just trying to take more pieces off to get to the timing belt. Okay, here we are back at the never ever running 928. It looks like we're looking for something here. What I've done at this point, as the best I can tell, is as we go down here, we can see that I have the car is at top dead center. I've got that lined up with the mark on the flywheel there. I'm sorry, the balancer. And I guess what I'm supposed to see here is if I'm at top dead center on compression, this rotor for the distributor should be pointing towards this line right here if I'm at top dead center on compression. And there's a notch in here that I am missing. Where'd the line go? I don't know where it is. Yeah, this is totally wrong, and I can't see either of my notches that go on here that I marked. So now I'm going to have to turn this again to top dead center again, and I have a feeling the rotor is then going to point up instead of pointing at this little mark right over here where it's supposed to be. So let's see what happens when I spin the engine one more time by hand.
What's going on? What's stressing you now?
Nothing stressful now. It's got the timing belt off. The tensioner, of course, this just fell out. I'm guessing it's not supposed to do that. The boot's completely cracked and torn, so I'm guessing that's where all the oil came from in the engine, because I don't see leaks anywhere else, but this whole boot's torn. And I don't know how to adjust the cams to get them lined up, because if this was lined up with top dead center, this would be pointed at this little notch right here right now. So if anybody knows anything, shoot me a comment or something. I'm gonna take a break again for the next couple of months while I figure this out. All right, here we are with the next step. This is the timing belt tensioner. I got the bolt in the bottom. It's time to refill this. I've already taken care of all of these. I've got them all in the right way with the spacing and everything. New little rubber cap, new little forward here. I got my circlip to put back on. This is what we use here. And basically I'm using STP oil treatment because I saw on a rentals list a lot of people use that. Okay, so here we are right now. I've got it filled up to about there. I got it pushed down in there like it's supposed to be. I'm gonna let it sit for a while, just see how much of this flows down, see if I need to add any more. There's a tiny little hole about the size of a toothpick that it goes through. And I know this is a lot thicker than the normal 90 weight transmission oil fluid that you would put in here. So I'm gonna let this sit for a while, and then I'll come back, see if I need any more, and then I will put the cap on, little plunger piece that goes in here, and put this all back together so I can get it into the car. All right, until then. All right, little update, here we are. Tensioner has been reassembled and put on. Took me a really long time to get the bolts to line up. I still don't have the air pump lined up. And at this point, I guess I'm supposed to start putting the timing belt on. I gotta make sure I have all my camshafts lined up to the right marks. And then I'm gonna start threading this through. I have no way of filming this. I'm by myself. My battery's about to go dead, so we'll get another view of this as soon as I get the timing belt on and see if we're any closer to getting this car to run after now 26 years. All right, here we go. Back again. I haven't completely smashed this with a hammer yet. I'm close. So where I am now, I finally got this put back together. I fixed the broken bolt. I put the tensioner back in. I redid the tensioner, put it back in. Then I was putting the timing belt on, and it took me a while to figure this out, as usual. But this is the incorrect timing belt. Now when you go to buy it online, it'll say for 78 to 82. This is an 82, but I guess this 928 has HTD gears, which I don't know if they're original or aftermarket from the dealership, but these are the rounded gears off of like the 83 to 86 4.5 liter 16 valve. So what I had was the, you need the rounded tooth belt, and I have the square tooth belt, which by the way doesn't fit. Took me like a day and a half to figure that out. So this is no good. I have now ordered the proper belt, should be here in about 3-4 days, and then I can try to get this going again. This brand new belt, slightly used here, will be available on eBay in about a week for like 10 bucks plus shipping. Just so you know. All right, it will be there. There you go. And other than that, everything's just sitting here. Once I get the belt back on, basically I'm just reassembling the car, filling the radiator up with plain water, putting the old 25 to 30-year-old belts on just to see if it'll start. And then if it starts, then we'll figure out what happens next. All right, till then, bye. Is it going? Hi. Hi, America and other countries. Hi. Now, another thought. Now, when I bought this, I had the old belt still. I don't remember this one looking different than the old belt. So maybe it's possible that when this thing quit running all this time ago, it has a new water pump. It could be possible that they put the wrong belt on when they redid all of this, which then would have caused it to slip and put everything out of timing, and then the car quit running. Now, the guy who owned this car was an electrical engineer, and it seems to me from what I've noticed about the car since I got it, as he ripped the entire electrical system apart in this car. Looks like he did a whole new harness, everything, and it still didn't work. But until you actually pulled the covers all the way off, you couldn't see that these were all off. There's no way to actually see if they're on or off until you take the entire front end apart and rotate the engine. So I think he figured it was electrical. He probably had somebody do the job, not realizing they did it wrong. And then he figured it must be electrical because that couldn't be wrong. And that's where we are now, 26 years later. Still dead.